Today I'm going to be changing the rear differential seal in the car. I have the exhaust off, so now's the time to do it. You have easy access to the back. I got some new fluids. I've given it a liberal dose of PB Blaster. Got all my tools down there ready to go. I had found a gasket that Lucas had in his stuff, but after some internet searches, it looks like people are just using RTV to seal that up. So I'm going to go with internet wisdom and use the RTV. Get it all changed out and get some new fluid in there and be good to go for tripping around this summer. Okay, so I got the car up. First thing first, I'm going to drain out the old differential fluid. Not much dripping out of there. That's not the best sign. I'm hoping that it's maybe kind of an airlock. Let's take the drain or the fill plug out and see if it starts to spew out of there. Not so much. That's not the best sign. I'm going to assume that it drained all the fluid in the parking garage for sitting for nearly a decade. Either that or the fluid is all gunked up. I don't know. We'll take the rear case off anyway, so we'll find out. So it may as well get to taking off the rear hanger here. It's pretty much 4 bolts, and then we can get at the cover and pull that off, clean it up. So, here we go. There she goes. Didn't quite expect that. Should make it easier to get this bracket off, but I better support that. Stand by. Just going to grab a jack and jack that up so it's supported, and then I can tackle this, but I want to make sure that there's something underneath holding it up. Okay, got everything blocked up now. Got a jack in place holding that, extra jack stands, extra tires. Should be safe. With any luck, the PB Blaster's got these bolts loose and the rear cover will just pop right off. I'm just gonna put all my hardware back where it belongs so I don't lose any of it. Put my plug back in and see if these crack loose. Nice. Might have to lower the jack down just a touch to get that off. All right. Beauty. definitely wasn't sealed because it's falling right off. That's we probably found the problem there. And there's some nice drippy goo coming out of there. Awesome. So let me grab something to catch that. Well, looks like I have time just to clean up the puddle. Ta-da! Alright, so that's off. Differential, I'll have a look at the differential, see if it's in good shape. Get everything cleaned up. It almost looks like there's no sealant or gasket at all, so I think I found the problem. The nice bright side about nobody using a seal or a gasket before is it's going to be really easy to clean. Alright, right before I put the RTV on, I'll give it a bit of a spray with the cleaner and wipe it down with a paper towel so it's nice and squeaky clean. One of the nice things is I had a look at the diff teeth. It looks okay, so I think that it was probably full of fluid when this was driving last, so that's good. So we'll get the cover cleaned up and put it all back together. Woo! Gonna get the rear cover all cleaned up. Clearly no seal or anything on there. It was just stuck on there and hope that it wouldn't leak. So we'll get the RTV on there and probably won't leak after that. Looks like it's in good shape, which is nice. Just needs a bit of a clean. Also got to do the fasteners, so we'll give them a good little cleaning off. Just give them a good scrape with the brush, and so they're not making a mess when they go back in. So I'm going to give everything just an extra blast, make sure it's clean, get the sealant on there and stick it back on the car. Okay, so everything's cleaned up, ready to go. I got my ultra black gasket maker, so I'm going to put this on. I'm going to get it on the car, get it all snug and finger tight, and then after an hour I'll crank it to the torque spec, and that should give us a gasket that doesn't have a leak. So I'm just trying to get all the bolts started without the gasket maker touching the second surface, which is the back of the diff. And then once it's all aligned, I'll stick it up and tighten it up. So there it is, all aligned, and now we're just going to push it tight. And get it all snug. So it's all snug. I will come back in an hour and torque it up, and then we'll fill it. So right now it's time to drink some beer. Okay, so that's set. Got my torque wrench here, torque everything up, and then just got to get everything back in place and put some fluid in it. All torqued up. Get all the fasteners back in to hold it to the car and put some fluid in it. It won't take long now. For now, it's time to set the plug and fill it with some fluid. Just snug. It's got a little fresh washer on it. Pull this guy out and fill the bottle with some 75/90 and fill it up. Okay, so I got this nice pump thing here, and let's take the little bag off. It's got a little hook, so I can fill the diff by pumping this until it just leaks out, because that's how far you got to fill a diff. I'm going to be using some Liqui Moly 75W90. I know the internet's full of red line, it's got to be red line, but Liqui Moly is some pretty good stuff, and I take it on pretty good advice to use this. So. I'm gonna pour this into here, and then I'll get back out of the car. Fill the diff, should only take a minute, and I don't think I'll need the whole liter, but you never know. May as well get it all in there. And there we go. I'm all covered in oil, but I got my pump, got my hook. Be able to fill that up. And just pump it in until it leaks out. Alright, halfway there. Oh, and there she goes. Once I get that out of the way, you can see it dripping. Move my rag into place, and that means that it's full. And again, just snug. Somebody will eventually have to take that out again. And I'm just going to wipe this down so that I can check it in a week or so and see if it's still dripping. But I think it's going to be good. Okay, so that's that. Got new fluid in the diff. Should be good for a good long road trip now. I'm going to do the transmission fluid the same way, but I'm not going to tape that just because it's pretty straightforward. I'm not doing anything in transmission, so I'm just going to drain it, refill it with a pump, and do the rest of the fluids as well. I'm going to get the oil changed, get a new filter, etc., etc., and make sure everything's good to go. I have ordered some parts for the exhaust, and once those come, I should be able to pop them on the car and put the hood on and drive it around.